Okay, I'm super excited to introduce Webcrafter. This is a 3D website drag and drop builder inside of Blender. You don't need to code. You don't need to learn how to do all this WebGL and shader stuff. You just need to know how to use Blender to create amazing 3D websites like this one. And amazing as in performant, as in legit, as in actually usable and extensible and with a ton of templates. So for the first time, you can build your website, your 3D website one time, and it works on a ton of different templates, including a VR template, a template like this one, which is what's called a presentation template. So you can create amazing presentations that'll, really capture people's attention. And what that means is that there's slides, and you're just moving from slide to slide with these arrows, and I'm moving back, and I'm going to move back here, and it lets you create a really engaging visual spatial presentation from your Blender scene. These images are generated in Nano Banana, also inside of Webcrafter. So I didn't do any painting of this or modeling this amazing scene, even though I do that every 10 seconds. I just use Nano Banana to help me say, okay, create me Webcrafter slide 1 for my presentation. So anyway, this is the slides. We're going to go through a few, like 6 of them, to show you all the features that Webcrafter has. Like I said, it's a drag and drop builder. You don't have to code. You basically are just chopping up your 3D scene into pages, which I call zones. Instead of a home page on a website, you create your home zone, and that would just be like a group of meshes. And that's the idea. That's how you drag and drop build your 3D website. Select the meshes you want to show on your home page, tag it as home, and then add a camera saying, okay, this is my home page camera. Boom, now you have this. And this is actually slide 1. I don't know if you can see that, but that shows right here, slide 1. And if I move to slide 2, it goes to slide 2. So yeah, now what are the cool things you can do? You can hover over stuff and you can see these animations are triggering like a awesome website. And then if I click on more info here, like a button as it shows, it opens up Webcrafter's homepage. And you can go and check out Webcrafter's homepage. If you haven't, definitely check it out. This is an example of creating a really legitimate website, or I would say a more professional website on top of Webcrafter's functionality. So Webcrafter doesn't help you design the HTML, but it exports everything you need to put the HTML on top of it really easily. And if you buy the Pro, the Studio package, then I include all that source code and an extra example to teach you how to create a legit website like that. Okay, now additionally, Webcrafter lets you do things. See, if you notice, it turns into a clickable cursor. So if I click on this guy, it opens up an iframe of that exact same website right here. And you can see, yeah, the same kind of really cool interface is displayed. So you can create some really cool, interesting situations or setups in your scene with these 3 features, the animations and the pop-up HTML. But there's so much more. So I already kind of went over this. You can do NLA support, meaning nonlinear animations. You can stack animations on a model. And if I go back, oops, not forward, let me use my mouse, my touch. Okay, here. So you can see that's actually happening here. So there's an animation playing, and if I click on it, it scales and it nicely moves between both animations. So you can see that's like, right there, that's an add-on by itself. So yeah, let's go forward. And you also have a physics simulator. So you can do like a full physics class presentation in here, or create some really cool setup with the VR template. So there's a VR template, meaning you can create your 3D model. It works with a VR headset, and you can have, it's using the Rapier engine, which lets you generate or create like a really performant physics environment where you're bumping into things, going up stairs, jumping off ledges, jumping, and things like that. Jumping's not implemented yet, but that's a good thing to implement. You can do click to animate and hover and on exit animations as well, really easily. So let's move forward. My favorite part, or one of my favorites, it's all amazing, is the immersive media. So by that, I think it's better to show than to tell. Here you go. Guess what I got here? There's some videos. And if I click on these guys, did you know you can create 3D web? It starts playing the video right there. Sites inside of Blender without any coding.
Okay, wait, sorry.
That look like this and cooler. What's going on? I don't want my
Well,
mic to spam.
now you do. I'm a 3D web developer, and it was a
Okay.
pain in the butt making. So I
Okay,
built a
so you can
tool
see
that automated
it's
my workflow.
playing the video.
In this video, I'm going to show
I
you
double click on it, I'm zooming in.
how to make this website
If I click on it, it pauses. If
in
I click
around
it,
60
toggles, it plays
seconds.
again. I can come over here, do the same
Okay,
thing
it's
with this
official.
video.
PowerPoint's dead.
It's pretty freaking cool. Let's get really close so you can see those
Check
pixels.
this. I
Look at
made
those,
this.
look at those pixels. Beautiful pixels. Okay, so that's the video. Now you can do spatial audio too. I could actually trigger spatial audio on this cube and make it play house music every time you hover over it, which would be a pretty funny thing to do. Or you can do something that's more practical, and that shows a YouTube video when you click on it. Instead of the iframe, you can paste HTML code directly into the input here, and it will let you render that HTML in the iframe. So yeah, here's just my old tool showcase, and you can see there's the old Webcrafter. So I actually built this back in 2023 or so, and I totally revamped it and made a way more professional version. So let's keep moving. Legit website. It's real. It's not a fake, it's not a toy, it's not just orbiting around a mesh with like animation triggers. It's a complete website. And what I mean by that is that if I hit the back button here, it goes back to the slide, the back page that I was just at, and if I hit forward, it goes back to the page, back to the page I was just at. It has SEO built in, so you can, put all that fancy stuff at the top of your website if you wanted to rank better in search engines. And also it's mobile optimized. So if, I don't know if this is gonna work, let's see. If I minimize this guy and then I move out and I move forward, there you go. See, now this whole frame is it's framed nicely so that it stays, usable on a phone. You don't have to worry about, okay, how am I gonna make this work on, on watches and tablets and all this stuff. It just works. So yeah, let's keep on moving. We have AI acceleration, of course. It's 2026. You have to have AI in everything. It lets you generate inside of Webcrafter textures and 3D models. And I think almost anything that Replicate permits. And if you don't know Replicate, it's a pay-as-you-go service. You can pay fractions of pennies to generate images, and it gives you options to try out a bunch of different models. So you can try out all the latest models and find the one that you like that works for your art style or your taste, and spend a few fractions of pennies generating it. And what you do is you hook up, you get an API key from them, you bring your own key into Webcrafter, and so you don't have to pay for another subscription or fill up tokens or something annoying like that. And my favorite part, well, I guess it's all my favorite part, but you can deploy live to Vercel, to AWS, and to Cloudflare super easily. You just click go and it creates your website. Figure that. It's amazing. All you have to do is just install the tools for Vercel, AWS, and Cloudflare, and you're up and running. It even has a helper script that will pop up a terminal and say, okay, did you put in your AWS key here? We need this key. Did you log into Vercel and do that and click enter, and it will open up the browser and whatnot. So yeah, thank you for watching. I'm super excited. I'm going to go into depth in the next video. We're going to run through creating the Kingdom Studio homepage after this, and we're going to go step by step. I'm going to run through all the features, and I'll see you there. See ya.